We are here with Christian, Kyrstin, Andrew, and Julie, who came together and I would say are now friends through the new year. Christian and Kyrstin came along the road where I believe Andrew and Julie were stranded. Andrew, can you tell us what happened and why you were stranded in the blizzard?
I had surgery that was scheduled for December 23rd. I was released from ECMC at about 11 o'clock on December 23rd. And Julie, being my wife and my driver, drove down the 33. I estimate about 5 miles, and we were rear-ended on Harlem, which blew out the back window, showered me with glass. I was dressed in shorts from having surgery. I was worried about how we would get a pair of pants over my cast. And Julie got stuck in the snow. She got out of the car to try and clear the windshield, and the windshield wiper was broken. I literally had a cardboard box on my head to keep warm because the back window was gone.
Wow.
And right then and there, I really thought we were goners. And I heard this voice saying, "We're taking you to our house," which was Kyrstin. Kyrstin was driving by, and I don't know what possessed Kyrstin to help us because you couldn't see your hands in front of your face.
Yeah.
And Kyrstin says she saw Julie's blue eyes. And the rest is history. She pulled me out of the car, Julie out of the car, and took us to her apartment, and we lived there for 3.5 days.
Wow. So, Kyrstin, what was it that made you, and Christian, I mean, what made you guys stop the vehicle and help?
It's just, I guess it's just the right thing to do, especially in conditions like that. You really don't want to see, and we've seen so many people that have passed from the storm.
She stopped. I mean, she was really, really
she's the reason.
Profoundly affected by it.
We had already seen so many people struggling, had to push people out of ruts in the Walmart parking lot just to try to get home before we even ran into them. And it's truthfully, it was just the magnitude of realizing, yeah, this storm is something bigger than we could even have imagined. And Buffalo, we're pretty strong, but Mother Nature is stronger. And I didn't know what was possible of happening. So we got onto Union. I saw Julie frantically she had this clear bag and she just kept putting things in it and just like looking like she just had no idea what was going on. And I clearly saw the back window was blown out. So it wasn't like a situation like, oh, they'll figure it out. You just stopped. What's going on? And she just looked at me and she didn't have words at first. And really, yeah, at the end of the day, it wasn't like a what made me do it. It was just that was what was supposed to be done. And then we sat at home and we had conversations, and Andy is twice my senior, but we learned that we shared a loss of our mother the same month in the same year, just like very ironic coincidences. And then even further, Andy and Julie got married last year and their wedding anniversary is my birthday.
Oh, wow.
So just,
Julie, you were driving. What does it mean to you in that moment? You probably felt like help might not come. What did it feel to see Kyrstin come and to help in that moment?
It was like seeing an angel, because I, at that point, had no idea what I was going to do. I had my husband in the back seat in a cast. There's no way I could carry him. The weather was just getting worse and worse. And Kyrstin opened up her door and says, "You're coming home with me." And I'm like, "I don't even know you." And she's like, "I don't care, come on." And then the rest is history. I mean, she just put us in there and kept us safe, and thank God for her every day.
Emotional to talk about.
Yeah.
A lot
We
of people
cried
were
to
affected
talk
with
about
this
it. It's
storm.
weird. We just met each other. And Julie and I went out and got them a card. And I wrote on the card, no words, just thank you. Because when you spend 4 days in a lifeboat together, there are no words. They saved our life.
and that, like, I don't even like to look at it that way, because I hope to think that somebody else would have come along, like, and done the same thing. It's not like an act of heroism.
Kyrstin's a force to be reckoned with. She ran outside, flagged down a plow driver to plow out the driveway. And I don't know how she did it, but she did it. And we got home, Jordan. I don't even know how we got home. We were concerned. I mean, once we were through the storm, then the question of having 5 feet of snow out front and how we were going to get out, it was just,
Yeah.
And our 2 boys were home alone on Christmas.
yeah. So
That was the hardest part, was watching Julie have to, she didn't want to make us feel like wasn't thankful for being in our home, but at the same time, she's crying silently on the couch, missing her boys. And I mean, you think of an 18-year-old and a 17-year-old, and you're like, they can take care of themselves. They have jobs, but no, like, this was the first time they had to experience something.
it was
like
Christmas. Jordan, the whole thing is that this was a different light on Christmas. Everybody's running around to try and get last minute stuff for their loved ones, myself included. I was rushing around to get things done. Julie's rushing around to get things done. We don't expect a Christmas like this. This was a chance opportunity to literally stop and really, really appreciate Christmas for what Christmas is supposed to be. We stood around, when we finally cooked a meal together. Remember, we've been best friends now for 100 years, it feels like. And we sat around the dinner table and held hands and said grace. And I said right when we were talking, you have all different denominations of religion. And if you say the wrong thing, people are suing you. Well, I think everybody acknowledges it's 2023. Right? Well, 2023, what does that mean? And think about it, because it means 2023 years since Jesus Christ died. Now, I'm not allowed to say that on radio anymore because I'm going to offend some people. But guess what? Even the Chinese acknowledge that it's 2023. And 2023 is 23 years since Christ died. And the whole idea of Christmas. My point is that I was just doing what everybody else was doing, was running around, trying to get everything done. And when we got stopped, I was in the hospital. I'm thinking I'm going to get home, do what we need to do, and celebrate Christmas. And for us, it was a gift. Honestly, it was a gift. It didn't work out that way, and we're all changed from it.
Christian, we dropped them off, and he was like, I basically doesn't feel like he's ever going to be the same.
Yeah.
Like, how did it change you?
It's a truly life-changing experience, and I'm glad we went through it.
Julie and I both know that we would have been 2 more of the victims of this storm. These 2 saved us. I don't know why. I don't know how. I don't know, God, why would we be saved and everybody else die?
So thank you, Christian and Kyrstin, for seeing those beautiful blue eyes, as you said, that kept you wanting to save her and her husband. I could only imagine if I was in that situation, overwhelming amount of fear, and to have somebody to think clearly enough to get out of the vehicle into safety, really helped them in that moment. Just do what you can when you can. Again, guys, thank you so much for your time today. And it's so wonderful to see you guys on New Year's Day celebrating together as, like you said, a great big group of family.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jordan.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. That was wonderful.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thank you.
Happy New Year, Jordan.